we can,
Okay.
yeah.
Fantastic. It's so nice to be here.
I'm so glad to have you.
So I'm going to share this. Okay, so we are live, right?
We are live right now.
Perfect. Fantastic. So we can, I'm going to share this to Instagram as well.
Awesome. Have you got a copy of the link already?
No, you can send it.
Okay, I'm sending it via email, then you can have that. And I'll send it to myself as well.
Okay. Perfect.
Here we go.
How was your day?
It was really good. Well, actually, I'm lying. We survived it. We survived the day, but yeah, I was really just excited to get home and to be here. How was yours?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I work from home, so that's always
Okay.
amazing. Yeah, so I got the link. I am going to share that as well
Okay.
to my people so
Yay.
they tune in.
Okay. I'm sharing it with mine, and then we can get right into it. It's so cold today.
Yes, but you know what? I'm from the Free State, from the Eastern Free State, and it's
Okay.
much colder there.
Yeah.
But I find that we sort of forgot how cold it is there, and now it feels like it's very cold here, but actually it's fine.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it is cold, but it's it's actually
Okay.
manageable. I
Good.
must say the wetness is quite something to get used to.
Yes. Is that the difference between the cold in the Free State
Yes,
and Cape Town?
yes, definitely.
Oh,
Rain and
okay.
there's a big
Wow.
difference.
Wow. 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 I'd stick to Cape Town because the dry cold, I don't know.
It's
I don't know.
very cold. It is very, very, very cold.
Yeah. Okay, we're almost there. And we are 2 minutes away, Margriet. So
Okay.
let's give everybody a chance to join. And then I'll just check my comments from time to time to see if there's any questions from our audience. We can get into that.
Yes.
How long did you say you are staying in Cape Town?
3 years. So we moved here 3 years ago.
Okay, okay.
Just quit that. Yeah, so but we are loving it. It really is amazing.
Well, you're living in the most beautiful city in the world, apparently, according to social media.
Yes, well, that's why we moved here. But I
Okay.
saw that article, and that is amazing. Let me just paste that next.
All the intricacies of social media.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. I've done my administration.
Here we go.
Awesome. Okay. I'm just checking if there's anybody in the group. My mom's here. Hello, mommy. Thank you for joining us. She's first. Well done.
Hello,
Aw.
Cindy, with a wise mom. I'm so happy
Her
to be
name is
here.
Angela.
Angela. Hello, Angela.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So it is 6:59. So we're right on time. Actually ahead of schedule. So that is good. But we'll just give it everybody just one more minute to join because I did say at 7. But there we go. It's 7 o'clock. We are live. Awesome. So welcome, Margriet. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. It's taken us a little bit of time to get into one virtual room, but I'm so grateful that you could join me this evening on my channel. I am such a fan of your work and I'm going to go into introduction as to where I stumbled upon you. And yeah, but just welcome and thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for that. And I'm really happy to be here. And I am just so amazed at what you are doing and how you are just going for it in this tech world, because this is what all of us should be doing, because it's giving us a platform to share our message. But most people are so scared to do it. So, Cindy, I just want to congratulate you with this channel and with what you are doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think it's one of your messages that you say, go and create, keep creating, don't be afraid. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I live by that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So the way I stumbled upon Margriet Groenewald goes back to lockdown. And when we were forced to get staying in our homes, and we were basically online most of the time, trying to just keep in touch with the outside world, I was drawn to Skalk Bezuidenhout's comedy, and he kept me laughing most days because I wanted to see what he was going to say. So level 1, day 53, yes, we all know the head shake. And when we went into a level where he was actually starting to do live shows again. We had those breaks in between when the levels were dropping and we could actually go out again. You were advertising his show that he was doing. And I was like, I messaged my friends. I'm like, we have to go. We have to go. Skalk is like, he just gets me laughing every single time. We have to be there. So, and with his show, you were advertising your webinar at the exact same time. So yeah, so you were basically featuring together. And we went to Wellington. We had the best time. The place was packed. It was at a wine estate, and the place was completely packed. Everybody was obviously excited to be out and to get into an audience again. And I joined your webinar after that. It was in the following week. But I was so taken back by the information that you were sharing. There were a group of other entrepreneurs and marketing, social media followers, and people that wanted to learn more. But I always sit, when I listen to you, I sit like with my phone and I'm like, I need to take minutes because like whatever Margriet says is gold. So that's the first time that I actually stumbled upon who you are and learned about what you have to offer. And I was really impressed by what you did for Skalk and I won't say the comedians out there, but for creatives, they couldn't work at all. But you packed out a full venue for him, and well done for that. So that was the first time I actually met or discovered Margriet Groenewald. And then after that, I started following on social media and just made sure that I kept up to date with what you were sharing, because there was so much information that you are always sharing with us. And I got an opportunity in October last year to come to your master workshop. And I just want to get it right because I don't want to do this class any injustice. It was the Money Mindset Media Masterclass. And Kenny,
you attended with Kenny. I remember. Yeah, we saw
Kenny,
you guys there.
that's right. So Kenny invited me and she's like, I have tickets, you have to come with me. And we went, and I was again just mind blown by the information that you shared there. And I was fangirling all over again. Besides the fact that there was Minky van der Westhuizen and Rolien Strauss and Danielle Strauss, all of you had such amazing things to share, pieces of information. It was really such an informative masterclass. And it's definitely, some people sell masterclass as if, I think they've downplayed it a little bit, but I definitely feel that your session was a masterclass. So yeah, that's my introduction to Margriet Groenewald.
Thanks for that introduction. And first of all, when you started speaking about lockdown, oh my gosh, can you remember what it was like? We were in our homes, and I think here's something that's quite important. So I started working with Skalk Bezuidenhout, and it was also really by chance. And but I have been doing webinars and Zoom meetings and things like that way before lockdown. Like I started in 2018 with that. So I already started in this tech space, doing stuff and exploring. And at the time when lockdown came, they had a lot of live shows that was canceled, the one after the other. And I said to them, well, I've got this software that I use for my business, and maybe we can work something out and, add a payment gateway to it and see if we can't sell tickets for online shows. And obviously the first response was no. We are used to stage. We feed off the energy of the people. And I'm like, I get that. But, if you want to reconsider, I'm always here. And that was just before level 5. And so they came back to me. It was Skalk and Aaron. They said, okay, what did you say? Let's try this. So I think here what's important to realize is what a completely new thing to do. I did not know what I was doing. They didn't know. It was the very first time. But the fact that we had to be brave and willing to fail. So we did our first show online, and it was a paid show before anyone in the country even could figure out how to do it. And it was a success. And we did say 8 or so after that where we sold tickets. And it was every single one was like a runaway success. However, we had lots of technical glitches and things, and the internet not working and people stressing. So what I learned there is that we all have got this sort of toxic relationship with perfectionism. And we first want to do something when we know it's going to be perfect. But there's no way you can actually grab opportunities, because that was a great opportunity for us all to make a little bit of money in lockdown. It was very, very good. And but we had to be willing to put ourselves on the line and fail and go through that. Obviously, it's never nice if you experience some or other failure. But the thing is, we did that. We had the courage to do it. And it was incredible, and we could reach people. And I'm so happy that you stumbled across me through that, because that is why it's so important to just show up and do stuff, even though you might fail.
Yes, definitely. I think that is the key thing that I'm taking from what you're saying is innovation in a time when no one knew what was going to happen next. We weren't sure if we were going to be stuck in our houses for years. So we needed to you were actually innovative in the way that the ideas that you were sharing. So well done. Well done.
Also, the other thing that we need to understand is the more chaos there is, the more problems people are having, the more opportunities are there. And I say this every single day. So when you start hearing people moaning about the economy, moaning about the petrol price, moaning about stuff, just be quiet and remember this: where there's chaos, where people are having difficulty, there's always opportunity,
That's true.
So that is extremely important. And in that time, and opportunity are always around us. So I would never have thought before that I would be doing that, not something that I could plan, but because I was there and because I took action, it's always about taking action. I was right there and I'm like, let's try this. But then you had to, be brave and say, let's try this. It's totally new. We don't know if it's going to work. And it was amazing. So there's always opportunity. If you're not seeing it, it's not because it's not there. It's just because your eyes are not open for it yet.
Absolutely. I remember starting my YouTube channel just 2 years ago. I was so scared. I didn't know. I was overwhelmed by all the information I needed to learn, but I was just like, I'm going for it. And I did it. And you just have to take the opportunities. And sometimes you don't need to be perfect and you don't need to know everything, but just go with it and roll with the punches. So well done. Well done.
Oh.
Inspiring me already. I would like to acknowledge a few people that have joined us. So I'm just checking who's in the room. So on YouTube, I've already acknowledged my mommy. There's a hello ladies with a smiley face. I'm not sure who that is, but hello. There
Hello.
is, my mom is saying, hi, Margriet, welcome. Like she's welcoming you to our home. And so my mommy.
Thank
And
you.
Kenny's saying, I'm here, because we're talking about her.
Hello,
And
Kate.
Miss BBC, boss babe. And then that's also Margriet, you commend Cindy. Thank you very much. I'm not sure who that is, but please leave your name so that I can acknowledge you. And then we have my friend Nikki, who's in the house. She's saying hello. And Tina Cupido, hello Tina. Tina is also from BBC. She's one of the speakers that was there. I'm sure you have met Tina before. Tina Cupido from Cupido Consulting. And then Kenny also says, two of my favorite individuals. Looking forward to the convo, ladies. Thank you, Kenny. And then Colleen, my friend Coco, she's saying, I like that chaos creates opportunities. You must tag Margriet if you use that word. Tina's agreeing with you, and she's saying absolutely true, or agreeing with us. Kenny says we ran to the front row seats. Yes, we literally were. So when at the workshop, we didn't want to be like we're at the concert and rush to the front. So we were trying to still be like ladies and be cool, but we were like low-key trying to get to the front so we can learn as much. And then my friend Gabby, she's from Vienna, and she's saying, take action. She loves what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Ashley, yes. Ashley, hello. Ashley, you're saying good evening. It's Auntie Dawn. Hello, Auntie Dawn. And Tina says she hasn't met yet, but soon. And so she'll probably meet you at the next BBC.
At the next one.
Yes. Hello, Naju. Naju's giving greetings. And we have Natalie Reyners in the house. Hello, Natalie. And then, yes, and Gabby is my friend who has pushed me into getting out of my comfort zone. And she always challenges me with dates because we're competitive like that. But she pushes me to get out of my comfort zone. So the two of us have been speaking about this for months now. And we're really excited to have you here. She's part of my YouTube crew.
Oh, wow. But congratulations on you two. And it's always such a great thing to be out of your comfort zone. But what we find is the moment we're out of our comfort zone, we feel a little bit, we go into fear. So I often say, when people say, I'm so overwhelmed, I don't know, and I'm scared of what people will say, that is just showing you that you're busy living outside of your comfort zone. And the only way for you to grow into something, that dream person you want to be, is to be out of your comfort zone consistently. So having an accountability partner is brilliant. So I really believe in, an accountability partner, in having a coach, in, having someone that you can say, I'm going to do this. And then just that someone to say, let's do this, because the moment you're out of your comfort zone, you go into this black zone, which is the fear zone. And that is where you start to doubt yourself.
Totally. And you either get freaked out because you're not sure, like, are you actually going to do this, or you run with it and you do amazing things. Because what I always think, like, wat gaan die mense sê? Like, are they going to look at me differently? I mean, YouTube is not something that is necessarily what my people do. But I thought, why not? It's a platform. I can use my story. I can use this as an opportunity to share information about other businesses, creatives, and just my life in general. And maybe from that, somebody else can be inspired and somebody else can learn. So yeah, I love this.
Absolutely. And it is because of that and those steps that you took that you can actually make an impact. And if we think about it, we are all placed on earth. We all think, what is my purpose in life? You know what? There's a very easy answer to that. Your purpose is to make an impact in someone's life. Your purpose is to help someone else. And that is why it is so rewarding. It's so scary, but it's so rewarding once we go out and we start sharing our message. And even if it's only one person, we often think, especially with online, we would think, oh, there's only 2 people that like my post, but or there's only 5 people, 10 people. But imagine, having a in-person event and there's 10 people. You would just think it's only 10 people. You would actually acknowledge them. So when we start to focus on the impact we make and the difference and the value we can give other people, then it becomes a little bit less scary, because then we take the spotlight off of us and onto someone else.
So true. You said that at the masterclass as well. You said, imagine having a few followers, even if it was 10 people, like you're saying now, in a room with you. That's a lot of people to speak to. But now we think, oh, we only got 10 likes, or we only got 10 follows, or whatever. But it's actually people that's watching you. You have their attention, and you can reach someone with a message.
Yes, you can impact their lives, but also those 10 people has got problems and they need problems solved, and they've got finances. So we forget about that. And we always want to aim for having so many followers. But if you can't serve 10 people, how are you going to be able to serve 10,000 people? So it's almost like you want to be a very impactful speaker, or a public speaker, but you say you want to go on stage for the first time when there's 10,000 people in the stage. And it doesn't work that way, because you're going to go on that stage, you've never done it before, and you're just going to freak out. Whereas you must start with, have one person, then 2 people, then 3 people, hear what you're saying. Every time you do something, every time you post, you learn. Every single time you post, you learn. So then you get 30 people that really find value. Now you can go to maybe 50 or 100. And if we don't view it this way, we are always disappointed. And it's almost as if we turn our back to the people that are there to support us. And we say to them, you guys are really not valuable in my eyes. And I mean, no one is going to like a person like that. So you have to acknowledge every single person who's there, who's maybe liking something or maybe not. There's a lot of times, if you have to think to yourself, how many times do you scroll on social media where you find value and inspiration, but you don't like or comment on that?
Yeah. I'm not that person. I like everybody's stuff.
You're a good person. But the point is, when people don't like your stuff, it doesn't mean they don't notice it. So, I mean, it's just about going out there, be bold, be who you are. And in the beginning, you actually post to develop yourself. So like you started your YouTube channel, and where you are now and where you were 2 years ago, it's different places. Like you couldn't have started where you are today, and where you are going to be in a year from now, you're going to be on a total different place. But you can't get there without doing these things, without pushing through, without taking action. You cannot say, I want to be where I'm going to be a year from now. You cannot, because you grow as you share and as you post.
Really, that is so true. So inspiring, because I'm just thinking about acknowledging the people in the room. Every time I do a live, I acknowledge the people that are here, because this is my community and they keep coming back. Whether it's just because they're my friends or because they enjoy my content, I love them irrespective, because they're my people and they're my community. And it's important to acknowledge the people that keep supporting, that keep liking, that keep sharing, because they add to the community that I have. So, and each of us has that.
Yeah, I really love that. And there's this thing that I talk a lot about. It's the concept that social media is a place where you need to build connection and community. And it's a place that is give and gain. You first need to give, and then you can gain, and then you give. And a lot of people go to social media and they just want to advertise their product and want everyone to like their stuff, but they don't give anything. And by you saying that you acknowledge your people and you know, you give thanks to them, that is giving back. It's saying, thank you guys, I see you, I appreciate you. Where a lot of people just want to take and think they're going to get results, and then they don't, and then they don't understand why, you know.
That's so true. That's so true. Wow. Like, we are 20 minutes into this discussion, Margriet, and I haven't even asked you a question. How's that? We're just having a lovely conversation. So yeah, I love this. I'm going to get into my first question for you, and it's based on a post that you, I think it was last week. It was where you shared your story about where you started and when you made the decision to actually transition from working for a boss to working for yourself. And you share that it's not easy as an entrepreneur. But what I love is that you spoke about the Tani that you were talking to that was basically just looking forward to retiring. And you looked at it and thought, wow, like you just want to spend time with your kids and be at the hockey matches and have that freedom. And this auntie was actually just looking forward to retiring, and she was living for that. And that was I think your aha moment. So how is it going since you've made that decision, how is it going for you now as an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneurship is extremely challenging and it's extremely hard, but it is just as hard to work for a boss. So I have come to the conclusion that if you don't have a big enough reason for why you want to be an entrepreneur, you're going to find it very hard to go through the difficult times, because there are times when you doubt yourself and when you feel like, what am I doing and why am I doing this? And the thing is, if you only want to be an entrepreneur because you think you're going to make a lot of money, that is not going to be a strong enough pillar for you or motivation for you to push through. So in my case, it was really about being available for my kids, building my own dream, because I had a fine job, but I was thinking to myself, you know, here I am spending my time building another person's dream. You know, I'm getting paid for it, but it's not fulfilling for me. And that Friday afternoon, when I spoke to the receptionist, Tani, and she said to me, she's been working here since she was 19. She's probably in her 60s now. I just had this moment, you know, thinking, oh my word, if I don't make a decision to change, this is going to be me in a couple of years from now. Then I'm always going to feel unfulfilled and unhappy. But I have to tell you, even though entrepreneurship is extremely hard, there is nothing better than that. Every single day when I'm with my kids, when I can pick them up at school, I feel, wow, this was worth it. And that is also how I measure success, because a lot of people want to know what is success, you know, tips to be successful, but then what does success look like for you as an individual? And for me, it is to have freedom of time. So that is for me just the best feeling in the world.
Wow. I think entrepreneurs are the bravest people. Like, wow, like it's just, it takes courage to step out of the unknown, into the unknown, from the known, from a comfort blanket of medical aid and pension and a fixed income every month, to step out into something that you're not guaranteed, but your why is so important. So I love that. I love that. Really, thank you so much.
I just want to say an important thing there is, I always encourage people to start something on the side. Maybe you've got a dream to become an entrepreneur. Never just leave your job and jump into this. I also started on the side. I started doing social media for businesses on the side before I left my job, because a lot of the times we think we know what it's like to do whatever we're going to do, and then it's not that. So it's important to start. If anyone's listening and they've got this desire, you know, start it on the side and start getting money in before you leave your job.
Yeah. Have some form of safety net before you just jump.
Absolutely.
I just want to go to the comments in YouTube quickly, and there have been some more people that have joined us. So my sister Chanel, she's an entrepreneur as well. She started a modeling agency for curved plus size women. And
Wow.
she's doing something that not a lot of people have done before in South Africa. And and she does workshops for plus size women to build their confidence and to
That's
share that they are beautiful. So I just want to acknowledge her because she's also
wow.
one of my heroes for what she's doing in South Africa. And
That's
then
incredible.
she is incredible. You should meet her. I think you will enjoy or she will enjoy meeting you too. And then we have my bosses here. Pumla, thank you so much for joining. She is a woman that's phenomenal. She encourages me to do my thing, even though I'm working for her. I still have a dream to dream. And thank you so much, Pumla, for joining. She says, I think we must embrace vulnerability, especially in this active world we find ourselves into. Well done, Cindy. You have really made an impact to my life. Oh,
Oh,
that's so sweet.
that's
Thank you,
so
Pums.
beautiful.
She's so supportive. Thank you so much. Then we have Lady C that I'm sure you remember Lady C. She has joined us. Good evening, Cecilia Les. She's a radio host and she's joining us this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Tina Cupido is saying, Pearls, be faithful with little before you can be trusted and faithful with more. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is so true.
Biblical truth right there. And Kenny says, you can't get rid of us. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to get rid of you. I know that you are part of my community. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad I'm not going to get rid of you. And then Cecilia Lee says, I believe in acknowledging all my followers when I do my shows. So true, Lady C, it's really important that we acknowledge our people. And then Chantal Booley says, hi, ladies, social media celebs in the house. Valuable knowledge, take it all in. Margriet is humble and so willing to help and share, which is so true, Margriet. That's something that I remember the first time I met you as well. You're always willing to help others. And then I think we have Ahmad Wahi or Jian Wahi, my friends, and they have just sent us purple hearts. And thank you so much for joining, my friends. And then my sister's sending crying faces, praying hands, hearts, and she's saying she loves me. I love you too, babes. Thank
Oh,
you.
beautiful.
Okay, I'm going to go into the next question. So
Mhm.
for small business owners, this is a question that Gabby actually asked me to ask you. Being an entrepreneur internationally, is Facebook ads still relevant? Number one, and how much is too much? Because when you have paid sponsorships or you have a brand that is paying for your ads on Facebook, you obviously get an allowance to do that and you can boost your post, etc. But as a small business owner, how much is enough?
So the way we view Facebook ads as businesses is not as an expense, but rather as an investment. But it doesn't start off that way. So what do I mean by that? You are supposed to spend less money than what you get in from that ad. So if I spend 5 Rand on Facebook, I want to get in 15 Rand and or whatever is possible. So for a small business, the only way you can do that is to have a strategy in place, because if we're just going to boost posts, that's not a strategy. That's sort of like just throwing things in the air and hoping, or throwing a lot of stones in the air hoping it's going to hit a bird because there's birds up there. So when we talk about ads, we have to have a strategy where we make sure that every single cent that we spend and that person that are reached, they are put in a safe bucket. Because remember, people don't buy from you not because they want your product. They don't buy from you because they're not ready at this moment. So now you would spend money to tell people about your product and they don't buy. So if you can't walk a journey with them, in sense of you need to be able to talk to them again or show them the ad again, or maybe talk over email, so that you can move them through the buyer's journey, move them through that okay, you got this idea, but now we want to and that is what we call retargeting. We want to tell people that this is what is good. And, if you are still in the decision-making process, let me answer a few questions. And when we've got a strategy in place, then you can spend as much money as you can on Facebook, because that is supposed to bring in more money. So if your money that you spend on Facebook is not bringing in more money, or if you can't measure it yet, then it means there's sort of like a hole in your bucket. And then you need to listen to more of my training so that you can understand how to fix that. So there's not really a set budget, but I always say start small, and as you see, okay, this is working and it's bringing in money, then you can go slightly more, so that all is very gradual, the amount that you spend, the increase.
Awesome. I'm sitting like this, like I'm forgetting that I'm the host, because I'm just like engulfed in everything that you're sharing. But what comes to mind is that, and I remember this from my studies, is that you're almost casting your net out to see, okay, so I'm reaching a certain amount with this amount of ads. Is it working? See if I'm pulling in any clients, and then casting it a little bit wider, and then pulling in a bigger load. So it's trial and error, I suppose, to see what works for you.
In a sense, definitely we have to test a lot, but you have to understand the strategy, because when you start to share your message out there, people hear about you. So we've got this, there's this model called awareness, the level of awareness. Now, if I've got a brand new product and you don't know me, I don't know you, we don't know each other, and I start sharing about this, you're not really going to take notice. If I try to sell you something that you don't have a need for, you're not going to want that. So I must first go and educate you about this product and create that need, and then repeatedly educate you. But how am I going to be able to do it repeatedly if I can't say, okay, Facebook, this ad, I only want to show people who has watched my previous videos, or I only want to show it to people who has been on my website, because now I know I'm not going to have an introduction, but I'm rather going to say, okay, so here are some benefits. So it's about moving. If we think of getting people in your system, it's sort of like a funnel. At the top, there's a lot of people, and as they get to know you, it goes narrow until they buy. But you must always fill it from the top and keep educating and keep showing up with your ads and with your organic social media, so that you convert people. So we talk about the buyer's journey, and that is where people get an idea of, okay, this is nice, this is a nice top or something, but do I really need it? Is it going to be warm enough? What are the benefits? Now, the next ad I would show you is, look at all these benefits. Look how beautiful you're going to look into it. So it's to help you make that decision. And that is what makes ads so powerful, if you understand the strategy behind it.
Keyword strategy. Strategy is the key word there.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we need to keep following what you're doing and join your webinars and join your classes so that we can learn more.
Yes.
That's the key.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's very interesting. It's actually amazing what is possible with technology, and and Facebook gives these platforms for free, like the ability to run ads. It's like a whole back end of Facebook. They give it to you for free. You have to spend money now, but you make money if you know how to use it.
So true. You're so smart. You have such nuggets of information. I'm going to ask one last question, and then we're going to have a little bit of a quiz, a rapid fire quiz for you. Threads is the new app that Meta has come up with. So Meta is the owner of and the creators of Instagram and Facebook, and they've come up with it, and WhatsApp as well. Yes, correct. And they've come up with this new rival for Twitter. So my question to you about Threads is, do you think it's a good app for businesses, or do you think it's best suited for individuals? Because it's a conversational app, basically, from what I've the research that I've done on it. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yes. So the first thing I want to say about Meta is everything they bring out is brilliant. So just by having them launch that app, we can know it's going to be very good. So I'm very excited for the future of Threads. And the question about whether it's for business or individual is interesting, because if we think about it, who does business do business with? Who do they do business with? Any business, corporate businesses, whatever. They do business with individuals. Mm-hmm. So if it's an app for, individual people, then it's really an app where businesses should be on and act as a person. And a very good example is if you go and look at Woolworths, I don't know if you follow them on Threads. The way they use Threads is very conversational. They talk on Threads as if they are a person. And all the qualities and characteristics of Woolworths is this person. And they talk to other brands as this person. And it's so actually entertaining to follow them and to see how they come down to the human level, because this is what social media is about, to have a human to human interaction. And if you are a business or a corporate, it's much harder because you're up there and all the humans are down here. And now they had to sort of find a way to come down this little ladder where they are and say, hey, we need to meet the humans where they are, because they are the people that we do business with. So definitely something to explore. However, I am a very big believer in take one platform and cover that. Don't feel like you have to be on all the platforms. If you're already making things like Reels or TikToks, share it on both platforms. So if you're making Reels, you can share it on Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts at once. I mean, you can make one Reel and just share it on all the platforms. Yes. So if you feel like you haven't, you're not in control of one app yet, then don't bother with another app. It's just going to dilute you. It's going to spread you thin, and you're not going to make an impact. Rather start making an impact on one platform and then move from there to the other.
Yeah, that's true. And if what I like about Meta is that they've made it easy for creatives and for individuals to basically repurpose the content, because it's difficult to make content all the time. And then you have to think about, okay, what am I using for Twitter? What am I using for Threads? What am I using for Instagram? Whereas here you can actually use it across, which is actually really good.
Yes, you use the same content and that's fine.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to jump into the rapid fire questions. So this is just 5 questions that you need to answer in a few seconds, and answer with the first answer that comes to mind. Yeah. Kenny was sweating under the collar. Tina was sweating under the collar with these questions. They were like, Fatima as well, my previous guest. So let's go with it. What is your most useless talent that you have?
The first thing that comes to mind is sleep.
It's a talent. Awesome.
But it's actually very useful. But I fall asleep like this. I can sleep in a car. I can sleep in an aeroplane. I can sleep if someone's drilling next to me. I don't have a problem with that. So it's definitely a talent, but it's actually useful.
Okay. Awesome. Are you a coffee or a tea person?
Coffee.
Yay. Yeah. Coffee for the win. Are you a night owl or a morning bird?
I am more a night owl. Actually, yeah.
As moms, you have to be a morning bird as well. But
yes, yeah.
Have you ever been to a live concert?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Who is your favorite actor?
My favorite actor. let me just think. Oh, there's so many. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I love Will Smith. I love
Okay.
him. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I've got his book and I studied the whole clap and what happened after that and how
Oh,
he's
wow.
recovering and how he's rebuilding his brand. And yeah, so probably him. I love him.
Awesome.
I know that might be a controversial answer, but yeah, I really
No,
love it.
we
Yeah.
do love Will Smith as well. Okay, so what movie do you love? Is it a Will Smith
So
movie?
we recently watched what is that movie of the Dalmatians? 101 Dalmatians, but the lady in the movie, there's a movie on her that was so good.
Cruella.
Cruella. Oh my word, we
Cruella.
watched that, yeah, recently
Okay.
with the kids, and we enjoyed it so much. Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Awesome.
it's such a nice movie, so entertaining.
I haven't watched it. I'm gonna check it out with my
It
kids.
really is, yeah.
Okay. One last question. What would you do with $1 billion if you got it? What would be the first thing you did?
So, oh, I would definitely invest it in my business so that I can reach more people and make a bigger impact
Of
and
course.
take my family on a very nice vacation.
Awesome. Awesome. Of course, invested. I love that. So responsible. Okay, awesome. So we're down to the last two questions. And it's basically got to do with your clients that you've worked with before. And I've named a few: Skalk Note, Minky van der Westhuizen, Denal Strauss. How do you find working? I know that people are people, but do you find it more difficult to work with influential people, or what has been your experience so far?
So for me, that is for me always a learning experience. And how I got into working with them is I was really intrigued in the fact that influencers are influencers or celebrities. That's what they do. But then we are business owners and we need to influence people's buying behavior. So here's the thing. An influencer is a natural person who can influence people to buy stuff.
Okay.
But they're not necessarily a business. Now here we are as a business. And now we have to learn, but we think we have to sell. No, we have to influence people. So I wanted to get behind that science. And I reached out. The first influencer or celebrity I worked with was Minky. And what I did with her, I just asked her to, it's very much like we did on the mastermind. So I could find out, what is it about her that comes naturally that she doesn't even know, that people love and adore, and that gives her the power to influence. And then I would take that and teach that to business owners. So it was very, it was amazing. But obviously working with people like that, I also had a lot of imposter syndrome because I would feel, but why do they want to work with me and what do I have to offer? But it's very powerful when you can be honest with yourself and then recognize where you are in your journey. So I just realized, okay, it is okay to have imposter syndrome because any person who's outside of their comfort zone is busy growing, but any person outside of their comfort zone is going to have a little bit of imposter syndrome and doubt. And once you can say that, okay, I get it. This is where I'm at. This is it's not because I'm not good enough. It is just because I'm stretching myself as a person. And you know what? That is a good thing. So for me, it's very inspirational working with them. And I'm always interested in understanding their mindset and the way they do things. And I listen to, the way they talk, the conversations they have, because the only difference between people at different levels is the conversation and the mindset. It's really nothing else. It's nothing to do with the way you were brought up, whether you had money or no money or whatever. It's the level of conversation. And it is about understanding. For instance, I once saw, I can't remember who the celebrities were. When they drive in the car, they would listen to a podcast. And we, for instance, would listen to music. And I said to my husband, wow, this is so incredible. I found a little secret, So while they've got idle time, they would do some personal development. And what I've learned from all of them is that you can become anything you want to be. So if you aspire to be something, find someone who's already been successful in that and figure out what they are doing, because success leaves clues. So go and figure out what are the clues they are leaving behind, and then go and implement that. And before you know, you are going to be them.
Wow. That is so
Absolutely.
awesome. It's like you're repackaging, you got the recipe and now you're repackaging it and sending it and sharing it with everybody else. Love that. Love that. Margriet, it is 7:45. I'm going to jump onto the next question. What is your favorite social media platform to work on and why?
So I would say that I like Facebook and Instagram. I mean, they're pretty much the same. I would say Instagram. I recently started liking TikTok, and the reason for that is I find that TikTok is a little bit less judgmental in a sense. You can have poorer quality things, or so for someone who's really afraid of social media, going onto TikTok could be easier than going onto Instagram. But obviously, I really love Instagram. And the reason for that is their ability to show me things that I'm interested in is very good. So the algorithm is very good. And what's important there is the content you engage with, you will see more of that. And the content you don't want to see, you'll see less of that. So yeah, but for me, I'm very much on the platforms to do a lot of research.
Of course. I'm sure you are a step ahead of everybody on each of the platforms.
You know what? I do a lot of research, and especially on, people that do very well on the platforms. So I enjoy that.
Awesome. I enjoy Instagram as well because of the fact that it's a visual platform and you can actually see more than words. I'm a more creative, how can I say, imagery catches my attention, visual learning even it draws my attention. So threads and Twitter and apps where there's more conversational information being shared, there's not really my thing, even though, because Twitter was very dangerous at one stage where people were just going for each other, and it became very toxic.
Very negative.
Very negative, absolutely. But I enjoy Instagram as well, and obviously it feeds into Facebook, which is nice. So yeah, but the Facebook crowd is not always the same as what is on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's way broader. Okay, we've reached the end of our interview and our live chat. The time has flown past, and I feel like, there's so much that we can still learn from you. If anybody wants to reach out and find you, where can they find you on the social media platforms, or how can they reach you?
So obviously on Facebook, Instagram, on all the platforms, I'm margriet.co. But also if you go and Google, so my name is Margriet, Magrit, Groenewald. So, and this is actually something for the listeners. Go and Google yourself and see what you see, because we forget sometimes to Google ourselves. So you are welcome to go and Google me, and my platforms and all of that should come up. And hopefully all of them are optimized. I do look at it often, but it's an important thing. Go and Google your business, Google yourself, and see what comes up. But definitely on Instagram and Facebook, yeah.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Margriet. I have learned so much. I'm going to jump into the comments before we drop off. So I want to see who has left us some information, some comments. So Zafia Erasmus says, evening, beautiful ladies. Hello, Zafia. Kenny says, hello to all the BBC peeps. We're all so proud of you, Cindy. And thank you, Margriet, for being our social media floodlight. Amazing. Denise Davids, hello, Nisi. So enlightening, informative, Margriet. And well done, Cindy. Thank you, Denise. Cecilia says, Lady C says, thank you, Cindy. And I'm learning a lot because I'm shying away from going live. Okay, we need to get you out of your comfort zone there, Lady C. Kelly says, $1 billion, laugh out loud, create more content. Of course, she would say create more content. Content creators do these things. Tina says, so cool regarding the influencers, your answer to the influencers, and she loves it. And Chanel says that uncomfortability is where the growth happens. And sometimes being uncomfortable isn't so, it doesn't feel so good, but it's important. Tina says success leaves clues. That is gold. Margriet Groenewald said that caption, yeah, whenever you want to repost that. Tina also says, awesome session, ladies. Well done, Cindy. Thank you, Tina. And Kenny says, and she enjoyed every moment. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everybody, for joining and for taking time out of your evening. And again, Margriet, it was such a pleasure in having you here. And I'll see you soon.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the BBC event.
Yes.
Yeah. See you soon. Thanks so much, everyone.
Bye-bye. Have a good
Bye-bye.
evening. Hello. Were you waiting for me to stop? Yes.